Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to another Honkai Star Rail video. Alright, so I got another Apocalyptic Shadow video for you guys today. For the team I used on the first half, it would be my Firefly team, just your standard Firefly team, with Firefly, the Harmony Trailblazer, Ruan Mei, and Gallagher. As for the buff, I went for the Hunter's Stride. When an ally breaks an enemy's target weakness, advance forward their action by 25%. All the other ones don't really make much sense for this team. For the second half, Node 2, I used my Acheron team, featuring Acheron, Black Swan this time instead of the traditional Silver Wolf or Pela defense breaker. The boss has a couple of these arms that actually have wind weakness to it, and I figured Black Swan will probably deal a little bit more damage compared to someone like Silver Wolf or Pela if I were to put them on the team. I also ran Robin. That's another reason why I wanted to put Black Swan. She would probably benefit more from the attack and damage buff than Pela or someone like Silver Wolf. And then the last member is Chapard for the shielder slash sustainer. As for the buff, I chose Last Stand. Increases crit damage of all allies, skill by 40%, with an additional increase of 40% against targets who are weakness broken. This doesn't really benefit Black Swan that much, nor Acheron, since most of Acheron's damage is from her ultimate. But the other two, the follow-up encounters, are completely worthless. I guess the break damage might have been okay for Black Swan, but she doesn't really have that much break effect built on her, and neither does Acheron, so I feel like the crit damage just from the skill helped a little bit with Acheron's skill damage, but other than that, none of the buffs really helped this team in particular. Alright, other than that, not much else to say. I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay as usual. Alright, for the first half, we start off with Ruan Mei's technique, Harmony Trailblazer's technique, and we initiate with Firefly's technique. Ruan Mei's gonna skill up, and we're gonna advance forward and just hit Kafka, pop the ultimate immediately. Kafka's gonna boost the damage of the Fire Golem. I'm just gonna call it the Fire Golem. Regardless, she has that ability to buff up the elites on her side. We're gonna implant the Fire Weakness. I'm holding off on Firefly's ultimate in the off chance that Harmony Trailblazer is able to get his ultimate off, just due to like aggro or potentially a kill. Probably not a kill, just aggro. Here's the skill. Not quite enough energy for the ultimate, so we immediately pop Firefly's ultimate before it's Kafka's turn. Weakness break the Ice Golem. And we move on to Kafka. Now we have the ultimate for Harmony Trailblazer, so we'll just go ahead and pop it. Here I decide to weakness break the Fire Golem. We don't get a reset though, because we already got the reset from the previous turn. I decided to refresh Ruan Mei's skill here since we're capped out on skill points. And we'll get the skill point back anyways from Gallagher's basic here. And we're going to skill obviously for more energy regeneration and the fact that we have enough skill points. Here we'll weakness break Kafka. That's going to pop the buff or the mechanic. Refreshes everyone's ultimate and advances them forward. Both the golems are dead. We pop Ruan Mei's ultimate into Gallagher's ultimate. Here we just enhance basic, do Firefly skill, 445k, not too bad. We're gonna pop the ultimate here from Trailblazer just because we have the energy to. Use a skill for more energy regeneration, and she's almost dead. Honestly, I should have basicked here instead of skilled. I mean, not that I really think I needed the skill point, but it would have been more skill point efficient. On to the second wave. She buffs both enemies, and there actually been a few runs where one of my characters died because they hit pretty hard. As you can see here, my Ruan Mei already got popped to less than half, so we have to heal with Gallagher there. Skill with the Harmony Trailblazer. Basic. Firefly is back to her normal state. Here, I decided to use the skill on the Crystal Dinosaur, the one on the right. The one that's not the chef, basically, because I want to weakness break this mob ASAP. Since if you don't weakness break this particular mob, he literally takes like 0 damage. So he's a priority. As I say that, I go for the chef, but we get a reset anyway, so we'll go for the dinosaur here. Or the other dinosaur, the crystal looking one. So they're both weakness broken. We pop Harmony Trailblazer's ultimate. Kafka's gonna hit us here. We're gonna pop Rame's ultimate. Gallagher's gonna basic into his ultimate and advance forward. This is gonna heal up our team quite a bit. Almost basically back to full. We're gonna focus down the crystal looking one. I hate that dinosaur so much. Here I actually sort of made a misplay. My reset was back up on Firefly. I should have tried to kill one of the side mobs, one of the elite mobs on the side to get the reset. That probably would have actually sped up my run by a couple of point or action values. So it's a bit unfortunate there that I did that. Yeah, I'm really misplaying here. I had another chance there to get a reset by killing off one of the elite mobs to the side, but I chose not to. So yeah, that was definitely 2 turns of misplays on my part that I didn't notice until I watched the replay. Anyways, now we finally get the reset, and we pop the mechanic.
Every petal in life, all will be swept away by the wind.
Gallagher's ultimate. Kafka's pretty much all but dead at this point. We just need Firefly to take her turn. Yeah, I probably could have finished closer to about 1700 points if I hadn't made those 2 turns of misplays. And that's the first half. On to the second half. We use Japard's technique, Robin's technique, Black Swan's technique, and we start the fight off with Acheron's technique. And right at the very beginning here, you'll notice that I make another misplay. What a surprise. We'll get to it in a moment. Once Robin takes her turn. For some reason, I was tunneling on the fact that I wanted to get rid of the imaginary debuff on, what do you call it, Robin. So I actually just basicked instead of skilled, which was a mistake, obviously. You want to always skill whenever you don't have Robin's skill activated. I was just tunneling on the fact that I was a little too focused on the boss mechanics. Here's Japard's ultimate. Acheron's gonna smack with the skill. And once again, it's Robin's turn. I don't know why I did it again. I'm pretty sure I just forgot that I didn't use the skill on turn 1. I eventually noticed that in the upcoming turns, but we didn't skill again on Robin. So that was another misplay. So yeah, I definitely could have scored a lot better on the second half. And a little bit better on the first half earlier, if you, like I mentioned, with the earlier mistakes. Here's the power. We're gonna hit that left arm. Here, I'm gonna go for the skill into the ultimate. And we're not using Robin's ult yet because I want to actually use it when it's after it's her turn. And we finally get the skill up after 2 of Robin's turns. Jesus Christ.
Another journey be destined for oblivion.
They're hitting Japard, which is good for us. Gives us Crimson Knot stacks and keeps our team healthy. As you might notice, Acheron actually does not have a shield here, so if they start targeting Acheron, that would not have been good. And because of that, we're going to pop Japard's ultimate immediately to keep the team safe. Here we pop the ultimate, and this should be more than enough damage to bring the boss into his downed phase. So now we use Black Swan's ultimate into Acheron ultimate. He's almost dead. I only popped the Japard ult here because it's going to be his turn anyways. So might as well, don't want to waste the energy. Here we can use the skill because I believe I have enough skill points. And there you go. Now on to the second phase, which in my opinion gets quite tricky here. The boss deals a lot more damage and he can hard CC you quite more often. So we immediately pop Robin's ultimate into Acheron's ultimate, which actually does only around 200k. Enemies do take a lot less damage if they're not weakness broken, so having the right elements is definitely a huge mechanic for this particular gameplay. Pop the skill into Japard's ultimate. Now the enemy's going to take a bunch of actions here. Luckily for me, Robin can't really get CC'd, or even if she does get CC'd, it doesn't really matter when she's in her choir state, or when she's singing, basically. Now he's going to charge this attack. You want to do whatever you can here to either weakness break or destroy the sphere in the middle there. So here I'm deciding whether or not I should pick the imaginary weakness thing to the right, or just go for a little bit of break damage. I decided to go for a break damage because I figured Japard has relatively high effect resist, and I have a chance to resist that imaginary debuff if it does apply to me. So I go for a chance here. Here we are going to Acheron ult first, which might have been a mistake. I probably should have skilled there first, but I guess it doesn't really matter at the end. To skill, that middle sphere is almost down. We don't have skill points, so we go for the weakness break here. And now I decide to go for this. And then here we're going to Black Swan skill, obviously. Or I guess basic, whatever. Either way, the whole point was you need to kill that middle mob before the enemy is able to launch that devastating attack. And it hurts. That thing can wipe your entire team if you're not careful. Basic again, into Japard ult, into Robin ult to advance forward. Here we're gonna Acheron ult, even though it's overkill, doesn't matter since we will get the ultimate back once the boss goes into the down state. Once again, all the ultimates will refresh and will be advanced forward. So we pop Black Swan's ultimate into Acheron's ultimate. We didn't really need to pop Japard's ultimate here, but I just did it because we could. I made a little bit of a misplay here again. I should have just Black Swan skilled, and it probably would have killed the boss. I don't know why it basic there, so we actually ended up losing some action value there. Anyways, that is it. We finished off with a little under 7k. Alright, let me go over my characters and their gear real quick. This is Firefly with her stats. Light Cone is on the Father Neon, MS5. Traces still need a little bit of an investment. I will do that once the double drop event comes out, which will be probably in a couple of weeks. These are her relics. Haven't changed much since the last video. Still gotta work on a few of them. But for the most part, it is good enough right now. Eidolon, she's at Eidolon 2. Alright, now it's One Strike Dog's turn, aka me, the Harmony Trailblazer. These are his stats, or my stats. Light Cone has Memories of the Past at S3. These are his traces. Other than the ultimate, I think everything else is fine. These are his relics. Eidolons, he's at Eidolon 6. You get them for free, so if you haven't done so, hurry up and get the Eidolons for your Harmony Trailblazer. Next is Ron May. These are her stats. Light Cone, unfortunately, is Dance, Dance, Dance. Normally, I would either have this Light Cone here, Memories of the Past, but it's on the Trailblazer right now. Or I would have Bronya's Light Cone, but it's currently being occupied by Robin, so... I do have a second copy, but it's not built up. I'm waiting for the double trace event to drop. So right now she's just holding on to Dance, Dance, Dance. This one is at S4. These are our traces. Needs more work. Hence, once again, double trace event. Hurry up and come. These are her relics. 2-piece speed set. And actually, no, it's a 4-piece speed set. My bad. Yeah. And then this set, the energy regeneration set that advances forward. Eidolon, she's at Eidolon 0. And last on the first half team is Gallagher. These are his stats. Lycone is post-op conversation at S5. These are his traces. Relics, 2-piece speed, 2-piece break effect. And then the forge set, 2-piece forge set on him. Eidolons, he's at Eidolon 6. Alright, and then on to my second half team, starting off with my main carry, Acheron. These are her stats, pretty much nothing has changed. She has very little room for improvement. There's her light cone. Traces completely maxed out in the basic attack. And these are her relics. Like I said, very little improvement. Her boots could be a little bit better, needs crit damage, doesn't need the speed. This is pretty bad, but it's gonna be a while before I get a better piece. This one's pretty solid. As for Eidolon, she's at Eidolon 2. Alright, next is Robin. These are her stats. It's nice that I get to finally use Robin, or I usually don't get to use her as often because I don't have any follow-up characters, or any well-built ones. Her Lycone is, but the battle isn't over, Bronya's Lycone at S1. These are her traces, definitely need more work for sure. She doesn't even have the speed and attack nodes, they're the most important nodes, so yeah, I need to get to working on my Robin. She is definitely pretty scuffed. Her relics are pretty good though. Her relics are pretty solid. Not that Robin relics are really hard to get or build, because all you need is basically a bunch of attack and enough speed, and you're pretty much good to go. As for Eidolon, she doesn't have any. Alright, next is Black Swan. These are her stats. Lycone is Eyes of the Prey at S5. Traces, I think, is good enough. The only thing you need maxed out is her talent, so I think we're done with Black Swan. These are her relics, the 4-piece prisoner set, along with a 2-piece space sailing station set. As for Eidolon, she's at Eidolon 0. And finally, we get to Japard. These are his stats. Lycone is Trend of the Universal Market at S4, just for extra Crimson Nut stacks for Acheron. Traces, we've been through this before. There are a few nodes that do give him quite a bit of value, but I don't know, I feel like he's going to eventually get replaced once I pull another limited sustain character, if I choose to do so. So I'm trying to hold off and save resources right now. For relics, he's on the 4-piece Knight of the Purity Palace set. Not really good pieces though. His defense is kind of underwhelming because a lot of them are missing defense percent in the substat, as well as a 2-piece Broken Keel set. As for Eidolons, he's at Eidolon 1. Okay guys, well that's going to be it for this Honkai Star Rail video. If you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. But other than that, I'll see you guys in my next Honkai Star Rail video. Take care and peace.
Existence as fleeting as the dawn's dew, destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. Dusk's reign, it too shall